My name is David Freestone. I'm a member of the Global Forum Working Group on Areas Beyond National Jurisdiction. And what we've been trying to do is to identify some of the issues which have emerged in this area, which is beyond the jurisdiction of nation states. The main regulatory framework for the law of the sea is the 1982 Convention, which is now 25 years old. The people who drafted it were very far-sighted, but they didn't envisage the sort of things that were going to be happening in our current era. We have harvesting of deep-sea species which were not known at that time, orange roughy and Patagonian toothfish, which live at depths of 100 meters. These are species, deep-sea species, which are very valuable, but which have very long lives. They breed in fairly irregular intervals. They can live for 80 years, for example, and so they're very vulnerable to excessive harvesting. We've discovered deep ocean vents that have life forms that function at more than 300 degrees centigrade, which are potentially of great importance for industry, but again, also in areas which are not subject to national jurisdiction. And the basic problem is that there is no framework within the Law of the Sea Convention for the governance of these areas. We have sectoral commissions that look at fisheries issues. We have a global convention on ocean dumping. We have a number of other sectoral activities, but there's nothing that stitches these together. And the UN has been looking at this issue. There's an ad hoc working group which will be meeting later this month in New York to discuss ways forward in this area, because there's a concern, particularly that the functioning of the biodiversity of the deep oceans actually has a major effect on the climate. So this is an important issue. We need to have methods of stitching together the various sectoral activities that there are, and to provide, for example, for environmental impact assessment for new activities which are being proposals for things like, for example, fertilization of the oceans, for carbon sequestration, which is being proposed. But if it works, we haven't done proper environmental impact assessment. There's no actual body which has responsibility for these sorts of things. So the hope is that the working group of the Global Oceans Forum will be able to put forward some important ideas to the UN process to help us move forward in this area.